Yeah. So let's jump to cloud computing. We all know that cloud computing is the future. So what business opportunities do you see there?
Well, interestingly, when I sold my last business, I joined Accenture as a senior executive in their cloud computing practice. So I kind of know the stuff like the back of my hand. So there's different flavors of cloud computing. So everybody now takes a computer or a server and says, okay, it's the cloud. Well, you could always bend truths and do different things. But cloud computing, at the end of the day, what you're saying is, the concept of a data center goes away. So there's no data center, there's no servers and hardware and database and storage servers to manage, etc. What you do is you outsource all that to a cloud computing provider like Amazon or Google, or some of the big providers or the mid-sized providers. So technically, the whole idea of cloud is to outsource the whole data center to somebody else. Now you've got cloud computing where you have software as a service, and that's where you develop an application and your clients pay you a per user, per fee, whatever it is. That software as a service, it's a fancy word for ASP, application service provider. That was kind of hot in the 90s, and then before that it was called a service bureau, where technically you're saying, you know what, I'm going to give you access to the system, you could use it as much as you want, but you pay me per usage. So that's kind of so Hotmail is or Gmail is actually a software as a service, except you don't pay for it, where your email is not sitting on your computer, it's sitting on somebody else's machine. And then you've got platform as a service. And that's the interesting thing for a lot of the entrepreneurs, and we're using the same thing, where you actually use somebody else's platform. So it's not you're just outsourcing the hardware. So it's kind of you're not managing the hardware. You don't even manage the hardware. You don't even know anything about the hardware. All you do is you write your software on top of a platform, and then you compile it to whatever it is, and you push a button and it's live. And so you've got Google Apps, where you can actually develop applications on top of Google Apps. You've got Amazon Web Services, AWS. They have also data storage called Remote Data Services, RDS. So there's a lot of things happening on that world where you don't even have to worry about hardware. I've made a decision after I sold my last share in American ePay to move away from any type of data center, just because some bad experiences we had with our own data centers and our servers going down and not having the right Cisco setup, and one server goes down, it takes other servers down, and then you got clients because we were running payroll, so suddenly we've got clients with 10, 50, 15,000 employees not being able to pay their employees. Their employees are calling and screaming at them. They're screaming at us. How come I cannot run my payroll? And that's because our servers were down for whatever reason. The network was down, the database servers were locked. The network person could not be available. He's got an emergency, one of his kids in the hospital. So now you take all that away and then you outsource to somebody else. So cloud computing is here to stay, and it used to be something that entrepreneurs did, and now it's actually starting to grow within large organizations. So you'll see a lot of large organizations moving in that direction as well.